Hey everybody, welcome back to the final day of what I've seen lately, day 7. And as I promised, this one would be quite interesting. And it most certainly is. That film being Wild Wild West, which is directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, who most notably did the Men in Black films, which we will discuss because that is also very noteworthy. Stars Will Smith as well as Kevin Kline, as well as Salma Hayek, Kenneth Branagh, in a western, as the title suggests, that is also embedded with this technological style to it, and um, Will Smith and Kevin Kline are both agents for the government. They both come together to take down the bad to take down the bad guy. Kenneth Branagh, Salma Hayek gets involved somehow, and yeah. So here's the problems with Wild Wild West, because I think that it's it's been panned many times by many people, including the actors. Will Smith has been on record saying that it's just an embarrassment for him. And I mean, he's just painfully on the money. Just saying that, because here's the thing. So I will give the film 2 points. First of which is Kenneth Branagh. He brings such an odd performance to this, but it's so odd and yet so committed to being that way that it's entertaining in that presentation. So I give it marks for that, and I think that disregarding a ton of its VFX work, there is some points where the VFX, particularly the CGI, is rather interesting. It's detailed in some respects, and to that I'll give it some points there. Where I don't give the film points is, well, pretty much everywhere else. For starters, what really I think the problem with Wild Wild West is that there is no setup at all. And what I mean by that is that there is a story, but the story is surrounded in a world that has absolutely no rhyme or reason to it whatsoever. There is no identity to it. There is just a bunch of things that just happen throughout, mostly with this technological style to it that, again, just makes no sense whatsoever. There's a point on a train where Will Smith gets flown around, and somehow, the laws of gravity and just logic are just thrown completely out the window. And again, there's a point with a giant spider, and you're just wondering, how are they building this stuff? And it's just completely nonsensical. Um, like like the it like the lack of setup explains the lack of explanation. That's the only way to navigate through this, because if you're trying to find some sense to it, you're gonna be baffled at every turn, because the structure is completely inconsistent. You know there's no energy that seems rather stable or consistent, really. You have just completely unbelievable set pieces. Everything just looked like a set. Looked like they were just on some kind of Hollywood lot. Like, the only consistent factor to the film is its stupidity. Every turn, that the stupidity is there, and it is just, just like just screaming at you from the rooftops. And it's just completely absent in understandings of the world being established. Like, the lenses that this possesses, it's almost like the film is hoping that you have seen Men in Black, and they're hoping that in seeing Men in Black, that as a justification for the type of film that you're in. Because what the film operates more on is Men in Black than of its own grounds. It really feels like it's something that was billed as a spin-off to Men in Black, but then they didn't. That nobody wanted to invest into that sort of thing, so they decided, okay, Will, I know that you just did Men in Black 2, and I know that you're not really desperate to do another one, but hear me out. Let's just do something to that effect, but we're going to do it in a Western. And oh, by the way, we're gonna have these massive set pieces. Don't worry, I get it. It makes no sense, but hear me out. You're gonna get a big fat paycheck for this, and it's gonna help you pay off your debts and all this sort of stuff. So believe me, it's gonna be worth it. Just go for it. Like, because what you get is Men in Black, that is a Western, that is directed by Tim Burton, and if Disney had invested into it in the 90s, and it sounds appealing, but what you get from it is just a mash of just stuff, a mash of just ideas that do not work at all. There is no consistent flow. There is no identity to it. Again, no setup whatsoever. Completely like I have literally no idea what this world is supposed to be, and it baffles me because usually in certain bad films there is some idea to what the world is, but with this I can't tell you what's going on. I can't tell you why it is that there's all this technology present in this period. I can't tell you how the action works. I can't tell you it is astonishing, but in the context of embarrassment, it is just so pointless that in some cases it's rather brilliant in that. It's very abstract because I can't I can't for the life of me tell you what the hell is going on. Nonsensical is probably the best word for it. Abstract would probably be a better word for it. But abstract would be giving it merit. I really don't know what I just watched, and it's such a hollow thing too. It's about teamwork, learning to value each other, respect each other. But I mean, I literally just have no idea what I just watched. I'm that dumbfounded. So yeah, I think, really Kenneth Branagh is probably the only thing that I really cared about. And the spider looked cool, but I don't get why it's there, yeah. It's as if they wanted to do another Men in Black, but nobody wanted to invest into another Men in Black that soon. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why this film exists, and that's, I think that kind of puts it all in perspective. It's like, what is Wild Wild West? I really don't know. So, but yeah. So those are my thoughts on Wild Wild West. I really don't know what I just watched, but you guys let me know your thoughts on Wild Wild West if you guys chose to indulge. Man. Really, why not just do it? This is seriously just Men in Black. Like, I really don't know why they didn't just call it Men in Black, because it would have made a little bit more sense in that context. Because without that, I really think that it is relying on that. I really think that it's relying on that knowledge of Men in Black, or that interest in Men in Black, in order to justify everything that's happening. But that's not a justification. That's an appeal. That's not an answer to why things are happening. But yeah, man, yeah. So Kenneth Branagh was odd, but entertaining. So that's really the only good thing I could say about it. Some of the VFX were interesting enough, but yeah. So I think I've wasted enough of my time. So that's my thoughts on Wild Wild West. You guys let me know your thoughts on Wild Wild West if you guys chose to watch it, or if you guys have seen it. And yeah, so those are my thoughts on Wild Wild West. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for tuning in for the week of what I have seen lately. We'll be back next month, hopefully, for the next round of films. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next video.